On August 1, 1966, a sweltering summer day in Austin, Texas, began like any other. Students and faculty at the University of Texas went about their routines, unaware that their lives were about to intersect with an act of unimaginable violence. From the observation deck of the iconic UT Tower, a former Marine named Charles Whitman unleashed a reign of terror, transforming a symbol of academic aspiration into a sniper's nest. This event, which claimed 16 lives and wounded 31 others, was a watershed moment in American history, forever altering the perception of public safety and foreshadowing the era of mass shootings. Charles Joseph Whitman was on the surface an unlikely perpetrator of such a heinous crime. A former Eagle Scout, a Marine sharpshooter, and a seemingly devoted husband and son, he appeared to embody the ideals of American masculinity. However, beneath this facade, Whitman was grappling with profound personal demons. He had a troubled childhood, a strained relationship with his abusive father, and a growing sense of inner turmoil. In the days leading up to the massacre, Whitman meticulously planned his attack, revealing a chilling premeditation. He purchased an arsenal of weapons, sharpened his hunting knife, and, in a disturbing prelude to the Tower shooting, murdered his mother and wife in their homes. In the early hours of August 1, Whitman made his way to the University of Texas campus. He gained access to the UT Tower, hauling a footlocker filled with firearms, ammunition, and supplies up to the observation deck. His initial victims were the tower's receptionist and a family of tourists he encountered on his ascent. Once on the observation deck, approximately 230 feet above the ground, Whitman began his indiscriminate firing. Armed with multiple rifles, a shotgun, and pistols, he systematically targeted individuals on the campus below, including students, faculty, and passers-by. The elevated position provided him with a clear line of sight and made him incredibly difficult to stop. The campus quickly descended into chaos. Students and staff scrambled for cover, some bravely attempting to aid the wounded, while others sought refuge in buildings. Law enforcement, initially bewildered by the source of the gunfire, soon converged on the tower. However, the sniper's elevated position and superior firepower made a direct assault incredibly dangerous. For over 90 minutes, the campus was a war zone, with the crack of rifle fire echoing across the grounds. Ordinary citizens, many of whom were armed, also took up positions, returning fire and attempting to suppress Whitman, demonstrating a spontaneous and desperate effort to protect their community. The siege finally ended when a small team of Austin police officers and a civilian volunteer bravely ascended the tower. In a tense and perilous confrontation on the observation deck, they cornered and killed Charles Whitman. The immediate aftermath was a scene of devastation, with bodies scattered across the campus and a community in shock. The investigation into Whitman's motives revealed a complex psychological profile, including a brain tumor that some speculate may have contributed to his violent behavior. The Texas Tower shooting forced a national reckoning on gun control, mental health, and emergency response protocols. It became a grim blueprint for future mass shootings, prompting changes in law enforcement training and public awareness. The 1966 Texas Tower shooting remains a haunting chapter in American history. It was a day when innocence was shattered, and a community was forever scarred. The victims, both those who lost their lives and those who survived with physical and emotional wounds, serve as a powerful reminder of the fragility of peace and the devastating impact of unchecked violence. The legacy of Charles Whitman and the Texas Tower shooting continues to resonate, prompting ongoing discussions about gun violence, mental health, and the measures necessary to prevent such tragedies from ever happening again. It is a story that compels us to remember the past, learn from its lessons, and strive for a future where such acts of terror are relegated to the history books.